Hello, good morning. I'm assuming everybody can hear me okay. Thank you very much. Very much appreciate having the opportunity to come here today and speak at this event. It's the first Central MinEx that I've participated in myself, but certainly as well would like to pass on our thanks to the organizers of the event and very much appreciate and are hoping for a great day of further talks and discussions, and ultimately, representing the Department of Industry and Energy and Technology. We're very pleased to be part in helping and supporting this event. So as part of what I'd like to do today, I brought along a short presentation. Thought it'd be a good opportunity to kind of talk about some of the things that are happening within the department, some of the activities that we're, currently involved in attempting to help and support the industry. Shouldn't be that long, a couple hours. But anyway, I'll get things started and kind of kept it kind of in a central Newfoundland focus. So if I can figure out the technology here, we'll get things started. So very briefly, just an overview of some of the content, some of the items I'll speak about today. As you can see, there's a couple of different buckets I'd like to talk about some of our programming, talk about what's happening with the survey, prospecting and exploration, innovation, research and development, legislative reviews that we're currently undertaking, speak a little bit about our federal collaboration with various agencies with the Government of Canada, and a little bit of an update as well in terms of the Provincial Critical Minerals Plan. I'll get things started with a little bit of a safety share. As you're all aware, we are in the middle of and starting fire season. And I guess, of course, as prospecting work ramps up across the province, it's very critical to keep fire safety in mind at all times. Forest fire season is in effect and is on the island right now. And a couple of key reminders I think that we should think about. Check fire bans and restrictions before heading into the field. Avoid open flames, operate equipment with caution. Sparks from ATVs can ignite dry brush. Plan for emergency responses, and certainly report wildfires immediately. It's very important, I guess, for all of us to do our part to protect each other and the land and the communities that we work in. So something to keep in mind as we get rolling for this field season. So to talk a little bit about the industry itself, as many are aware, the province is right now home to 8 producing mines with across 11 various commodities. And in 2024, we had approximately 4.6 billion of mineral shipments that were exported from the province, 258 million in exploration expenditures spent across the province, and over 8,000 person years of employment. It's a significant contributor to our economy, perhaps only second to oil and gas, but one that's been with us for quite a period of time and hopefully for a long time as we go forward. In 2020-25, we expect the total value of shipments expecting to rise to approximately 6.1 billion, which is great to hear. And the increase in production and value, is coming from new production from Calibre mining, maritime resources. Of course, the increased production coming from Voisey's Bay underground expansion and higher iron ore output in Labrador. As we're aware, Newfoundland and Labrador is a home to a diverse and growing mining sector. Central Newfoundland always continues to be one of the province's active mineral development regions, and right now is probably one of the most active. The region includes a mix of producing mines, processing facilities, and projects nearing production. A couple of examples, not that I'll speak to them too deeply, as many of the companies themselves have been presenting throughout the conference, but Firefly Metals in the Bay Verte Peninsula, Maritime Gold with the Hammerdown and Pine Cove Gold Mill restarts, are all projects, Calibre nearing completion in terms of the new gold mine that's being built here in Central. But interestingly enough, in the orders of magnitude of some of these things, If you think about Firefly and the work that they're trying to accomplish and doing great on that path, we would potentially see an increase probably 3.5 times more than historic production from the former site and operators. You will hear from many of these companies over the conference, and I encourage you, of course, to engage and have discussions with these various entities. The thing that I'd like to really focus on is that the growing number of projects demonstrates a strong pipeline of activity, helping sustain long-term economic development and, of course, employment in central Newfoundland. So our geological survey is active, and of course, supporting public geoscience helps de-risk investment and is a focus of our provincial critical minerals plan. And some of this work that we are doing, of course, is also supported by the Government of Canada and through the Federal Geological Survey of Canada. At present, we have 4 programs, including mineral deposits, regional geology, terrain sciences, geophysical surveys taking place across the island. And just to give you, a snapshot of some of the things that are interesting within them, some of the innovation, I guess, and the things that we're looking forward to as part of our critical mineral plan and, approaches around new and enhanced techniques for geoscience. We have 2 scientists who are looking at applying machine learning algorithms to geochemical databases to highlight mineral prospectivity in the Bay d'Estaire group and area. And we have another who is also applying AI models to process newly acquired geophysical surveys in central Newfoundland to identify structures that likely localize mineralizing fluids. And these are just a couple of examples of the approaches that are being taken to help unlock new exploration potential and support data-driven decision-making for industry and de-risking. It was a central pillar of our critical minerals plan that we made investments, and we took the route of making investments in early stage project development, trying to minimize risk for industry and investors by investing in public geoscience, but also as well junior exploration assistance programming, which were kind of the key pillars of where our thinking was. So exploration in Central continues to be a hotspot, as evidenced by the success of this event and certainly all of the exploration work that's currently ongoing and development. And we're very excited about what the future holds in terms of further potential for discovery and development. In 2024, approximately $140 million was spent on mineral exploration on the island. And for 2025, we expect the expenditures are forecasted to be in the range exceeding $167 million. The maps that I have on the screen here right now demonstrate the density of gold showings that have been observed to my slide, on the left side of the slide, and of course the significant staking activity to the right. And if you look at that, that's really quite impressive. And I think in totality, if you look at the claims and active claims currently being explored in central Newfoundland, you have about 35% of the central region being covered by mineral claims at present. So that says a lot about the interest and the activity. So just to touch a bit on prospecting, as we are, many of us are very aware, prospecting is a vital first step in the mineral life cycle. And early stage support is key to building a strong exploration industry. Through our prospector assistance programming, the department offers up to $6,000 for traditional and grassroots prospecting activities, up to $12,000 for advanced stage projects, and up to $6,000 in additional funding for air support to prospectors. I would be remiss if I didn't, highlight and wanted to, acknowledge and thank the Newfoundland Labrador Prospectors Association, who play an important role in the training, the knowledge sharing, and outreach, and helping to strengthening the prospecting community across the province. Some highlights of the great work of the NLPA over the last year include partnering with the Mineral Lands Division to host a Mineral Lands workshop in April, just a little while ago, delivering Prospector Critical Minerals 2.0, an advanced training session in November of 2024, and also leading a successful field trip in August 2024 to view critical mineral and gold-related properties in central Newfoundland. As well, they've also hosted an educational workshop at this year's conference, an overview of gold and mineralization in Newfoundland. And these are just some of the things over and above what they do every day through the year. So we're very thankful for that and like to say thank you to them. Still a little bit on Prospector, but Prospector training, and of course the value that the government places on the programming available to make sure that we have a continuous flow of prospectors available to the industry. So this year, IET partnered with the College of the North Atlantic to develop a prospector training course that is more accessible and inclusive. In late 2023, registration opened for a pilot delivery of the course, combining online learning with in-person field training. The course includes 7 online modules, which are 30 hours of self-directed learning with instructional support, also complemented by a 2-day practical component delivered in 4 regions across the province, including Eastern, Central, Western, and in Labrador. Coming out of that pilot program, we had 52 students who had graduated in the program and earning the Genuine Prospector designation. Registration for the 2025 course closed on May 2nd, and to date 46 students are registered for this year. So as a department, you know, we are very astute and aligned with the importance of prospecting and mineral development. Training and professional development is a strategic investment for us. And in fact, to help reduce the financial barriers and broaden participation, IET provided financial support to the College of the North Atlantic to reduce the cost of tuition for course by 50%. And this course right now, I mean, it's not meant to be static and locked in time. You know, it's another first step of looking at a different approach to delivering prospector training. But there's also ability and room that we could look to tweak and adjust, you know, if there are, you know, certain aspects of it that, you know, could be improved, or, you know, alternative view pathways for delivery that could be considered. So in terms of junior exploration assistance, JE program, you know, many in the room would be, you know, astute to what it is and the program it is. Since 2022 and 2023, programming funding has grown from 1.3 million to 3.9 annually. In 2023-2024, our federal partners, as well at ACOA, launched a 3-year critical minerals assistance stream. The provincial critical minerals assistance announced as part of our critical mineral programming as well started in 2024-2025. The average grant for junior exploration assistance rose to over 117,000 in 2024, shown as the black line on this graph, reflecting higher support for both critical mineral and non-critical mineral projects. In both 2023 and 2024, non-critical mineral projects were nearly fully funded, and the number of non-critical mineral projects, shown as the blue bars on the graph, peaked in 2022 at 30. And I guess just as a reminder, and you know, certainly the numbers of critical mineral projects shown in red increased significantly from 7 in 2022 to 26 in 2024. And a reminder to all that, of course, the deadline for accepting letters of intent is June 20th, 2025, which is getting close. In research and innovation, you would have noticed the Minister of IET announcing $650,000 investment from the Research and Innovation Fund to develop a virtual and training facility that uses digital twin technology at the College of the North Atlantic. The training facility be tailored to the mining and industry, and it will employ data from key mine sites. The project does align greatly with the goals of enhancing efficiency and safety in mining, and will contribute to the development and implementation of cutting-edge technologies and best practices. This reflects the type of investment that was envisioned as part of our provincial critical minerals plan under the innovation and research development focuses. This also demonstrates how investments in the industry benefit from both critical and non-critical mineral development. In terms of activity associated with legislative review, we are actively as well looking at our legislation and making changes, of course, to the Quarry Resources Act and the Mineral Act. In terms of the Quarry Resources Act, we are now working through policies and some of the regulations, and we'll hope to be adopting them soon, bringing them forward for approval. The Mining Act covers, both the development and closure of a mining operation, and we continue to engage with stakeholders and have completed analysis such as detailed jurisdictional scans. The work is to help to identify potential areas of change and possible approaches for modifications. Our upcoming steps will include engagement with industry to discuss proposed changes and to both the Mineral and Mining Acts for feedback. Federal collaboration has, of course, been key to a lot of what we're doing in Newfoundland and Labrador in terms of the mineral sector, and it is important for unlocking the full value of our mineral potential. Newfoundland and Labrador continues to advocate through the regional energy and resource tables, working with the Government of Canada to identify and prioritize strategic infrastructure investments, align on regulatory improvements, and support clean energy and mining opportunities. Also actively engaged with the Canadian Infrastructure Bank to explore funding opportunities to support projects in Newfoundland and Labrador. And we are currently planning with the Infrastructure Bank to deliver a session to industry to present available funding supports and better understanding of ongoing opportunities. I'm getting close to the end here, one more after this, but certainly the Critical Mineral Plan in 2023 was released, positioning province as a potential supplier of responsibly sourced, I need to go back one. I want to talk a little bit about marketing and promotions. As part of what we've been doing over the last number of years, we've become very active in terms of international engagements and moving beyond traditional investment type and promotional tours that we've been participating in. Some of these, are emanating, of course, for the demand for critical minerals. We've been traveling to London, participating in Resourcing Tomorrow, Mines and Money. We have been traveling into the U.S. We'll have to see what we do about that, I guess, as we go forward. And certainly there's many times that either a premier or a minister is in an international jurisdiction, and it's not uncommon that on many of those trips they do look for information, of course, from the department, and promotional materials that eventually end their way and find themselves in some very interesting and unique places internationally. So I'd just like to, demonstrate the importance of what we're doing here in this respect. And I guess one of these slides here on the left, if you look at, there's a lot of familiar faces, and this was a kind of a new event that we participated in last year in Quebec. And it was about talking about, the investment climate in Newfoundland and Labrador, and how it is when you're looking at exploration and development. And you'll see some familiar faces from the industry as well, that we're all there together and we have to collaborate and we're all in it, as one doing this. So just to finish off in terms of the Critical Minerals Plan, the plan supports a number of key focus areas that I've talked about in here today. Strategic investments, of course, in early stage development, particularly in public geoscience, prospecting and exploration systems, to identify advanced critical mineral deposits across the province. Strategic critical mineral investments also benefit the broader industry and mineral opportunities. And very important to note that all mineral development remains a primary focus for us at IET and here in the province. And this is particularly evidenced by gold and the amount of activity that you currently see in the space. So a little light on time there, but there's a couple of other things I'd like to say. Certainly, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the prospectors, junior explorers, developers, operators, and the investors that are behind them in terms of your continued confidence in the province as a good place to do business and a great place to explore and develop. And that we're very thankful for that, because without that activity and investment, we'd be in a lot different place. And the way I look at it right now, the glass is half full. So let's keep working hard and get it full. And I think we'll do very well in the future as we continue on. So with that, I'd like to say thank you very much. Sorry.